Last November, the U.S. Mint struck the final circulating penny in Philadelphia, officially ending a 232-year production run. Most people still think that's coming. It already happened. And if you have a kid under 10 years old right now, there's a real chance they will grow up never once handing a physical coin to a cashier. But here's the thing. The penny dying is actually the least interesting part of this story. What's coming next is so much stranger. We're talking about money that expires. Money that can only be spent near your house. Money that a parent can program to refuse to buy junk food. And one country that sprinted so far into the cashless future that it had to legally reverse course. And that reversal just happened this year. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what your kid's financial world is going to look like. And there's one piece of it near the end that almost no parent has thought about yet. So let's start with the coin in your pocket, because the numbers here are genuinely embarrassing. Over the past decade, the mint's cost to produce each penny climbed from 1.42 cents to 3.69 cents. You're spending nearly 4 cents to make 1 cent. That math doesn't work for a business, and it doesn't work for a country either. The mint also loses money on the nickel. Each 5-cent coin costs nearly 14 cents to make. It costs less than 6 cents to make a dime, about 15 cents to make a quarter, and nearly 34 cents for a half dollar. So the penny is gone, and the nickel is basically next in line. Physical money is being deleted because it literally doesn't pay for itself. Cash now makes up just 14% of consumer payments, down from 31% in 2016. That's not a slow drift. That's a collapse happening in real time, and it's already showing up in the change your kids get back from the register. As happened in Canada after it discontinued the penny in 2013, many retailers are rounding cash transactions to the nearest nickel. Some are already doing this, including Wendy's, certain McDonald's locations, and Midwest convenience chain Kwik Trip. Think about what that means for a child. You hand over a bill, and you don't get exact change back. For this generation, that's just going to be normal. The concept of precise change, of counting out coins, is already becoming something you explain, not something you do. Now here's where I want to plant something in your head that we're going to come back to later, because it changes everything. The country that went the furthest down this road, the one that's basically living in your kid's future right now, didn't end up where anyone expected. Keep that in mind. Because first, let's talk about what digital money actually becomes when it gets smart. And I mean that literally. China has already tested money with an expiration date. In October 2020, China became the first nation to hold a trial run of its digital currency when the government in Shenzhen carried out a lottery to give away 10 million yuan worth of digital currency. Nearly 2 million people applied and 50,000 actually won. Beijing tested expiration dates to encourage users to spend it quickly, for times when the economy needs a jumpstart. Your kid's birthday money could come with a use-by date. Spend it in a week or it disappears. Nobody expects money that dies. But that's already been tested on real people, and it worked. And it doesn't stop there. Some pilots have tied money to physical location. Thailand floated a test giving citizens digital funds they could only spend at shops within a certain distance of their homes. Geo-fenced money. Money that only works near your house is a genuinely new sentence, and it's already been tried. The concept of programmable money, where the currency itself has rules baked into it, is not science fiction. It's a policy tool that governments are actively exploring. A deputy governor at the Bank of Russia gave a very specific example of where this goes. Give your kids a digital allowance, then program it so it can't be spent on junk food. The money decides what it's allowed to buy. That's the version of an allowance that could exist before your youngest kid graduates high school. And most parents have no framework for thinking about that yet. Now, remember that country I mentioned? The one living in your kid's future? Here's what actually happened there. Many Swedes haven't touched banknotes in years, with very few restaurants, shops, or services accepting cash and almost everything paid for by card or various online services. Even most bank branches no longer handle cash deposits or withdrawals, with customers referred to online banking services. Sweden went so cashless so fast that it became the global model everyone pointed to. And then something went wrong. The Swedish central bank recommended that households keep 1,000 kroner, around 93 euros, in cash on hand per adult to cover a week's purchases of essential goods. It urged Swedes to make sure they had several payment methods at their disposal, including cash, credit cards, and mobile phone-based internet payment services, in case of temporary disruptions, crisis, or in the worst case, war. The country that won the cashless race sent every household a government brochure about keeping physical money for emergencies. And then they went further. While cash usage had declined rapidly in Sweden, all political parties voted in favor of a new cash law. With a few exceptions, grocery stores and pharmacies will be required to accept cash payments. In a measure intended to crisis-proof Sweden's digital economy against cyber attacks, this law means that grocery stores and pharmacies will be obliged to accept cash. The reason is chilling when you actually read it. Once cash acceptance falls past a certain point, it triggers a collapse, a downward spiral where the infrastructure to use cash disappears so fast that only emergency legislation can restore it. Cash doesn't fade out gently. Past a tipping point, it becomes functionally unusable almost overnight. Sweden found that out the hard way, and they're one of the most technologically advanced, stable countries on Earth. So here's the real picture. We are in the middle of two things happening at the same time. Physical money is being phased out, quietly, coin by coin, while digital money is gaining capabilities that physical money never had. And your kids are growing up right in the middle of that transition. If you're finding this useful, hit subscribe, because we cover exactly this kind of thing. The stuff that's already happening that most people won't notice until it's too late to prepare for. Drop a comment below telling me whether you think programmable money is a good idea or a terrible one, because I genuinely want to know where people land on this. The comments on videos like this one are always the best part. Now here's the part almost nobody is talking about. And this is the one I promised you at the start. When kids grow up spending digitally, they lose something specific, and researchers have actually named it. The pain of paying is the psychological friction you feel when money physically leaves your hand. It's a real cognitive signal that tells your brain, something of value just left me. Digital payments strip that signal out almost entirely. And for children whose impulse control is still developing, that matters enormously. Studies show that around 58% of kids between 8 and 17 already spend money inside games using countdown timers and social pressure, mechanisms specifically designed to remove hesitation. Add in the fact that 72% of parents feel their child doesn't understand the value of money, and 44% say it's actually harder to teach financial concepts with digital payments, and you start to see the problem clearly. UK data shows that 68% of 7-year-olds get pocket money in cash. By age 17, only 28% do, with 58% paid digitally. That handoff from physical to digital happens during childhood, and it happens fast. And 31% of kids have already made unapproved digital purchases, averaging $170, with some buying stocks and crypto without their parents knowing. So here's where we actually land. The penny is gone. Its 232-year production run is officially over. The coins after it are following. Cash is already down to 14% of consumer payments. Digital money is getting programmable, with expiration dates, location restrictions, and spending rules baked into the currency itself. And the country that went furthest down this road ended up passing a law requiring stores to accept cash again, because they realized too late what they'd given up. Your kids are going to inherit a financial system that looks almost nothing like the one you grew up with. The question isn't whether that's happening. It already is. The question is whether they'll understand money well enough to navigate a world where the money itself has opinions about what it can buy. If this video made you think, there's another one right here that goes even deeper into how digital payments are rewiring the way we all make decisions. Watch that next. I think it'll genuinely surprise you.